We've got some broody chickens that need to go to broody jail because they've been broody for a good week and we do not have any roosters. They're not having any babies. So I'm going to set up their jail cell. I'm going to get them some ice water because it's starting to get hot. And then I put an egg in my pocket and then I accidentally hit the door with it and then it smashed. But anytime that happens, it's okay. Just throw it back to the chickens. They love it. All right, so I'm gonna give them some food in their jail cell as well. I do add seasonings to my food, and then I do add a little bit of apple cider vinegar into their water because it adds a lot of health benefits and it makes them drink more. All right, so time to go to jail. I'm gonna put you in first, and then I am coming back for the silky. I wish I had a larger cage, but this is all I have, and this is safer for them than sitting in that hot coop all day. They're sitting in the same nesting box anyway, so does it really matter? It doesn't. However, at least they were actually laying on an egg this time. All right, those where your broody tushies will stay until you decide to behave. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel and good morning. I was gonna film this video outside, but I decided not to because it is getting hot. And I think I'm going to limit my exposure to the outdoors unless I'm out there taking care of the animals. Because for those of you who don't know, I have like an urban homestead. It's just something real tiny and small. It's basically just for our family needs. I have chickens just for their eggs. And then I do keep a couple of breeding rabbits just for their meat. So we do have meat rabbits. And then I will also sell the babies to other people if they want pets or want to start a homestead. Or that's kind of my way to bring back in a little bit of money for the money that I used for their feed or whatever. I feel like there's always a way that you can make a little bit of money. It's never a lot, to basically replenish the money that you spent on your homestead. It's really, really hard to actually make money. You'd have to have a big, huge homestead, but for the most part anyway. But, you know, as long as I at least make back some of my money, I'm good with that. So we're going to take care of that. If you saw the beginning of this video, then you saw that I have a couple of broody hens that went to broody jail because they have been broody seriously for the last, it has to have been at least a week, a little bit longer than that probably actually. But it is just too hot for them to sit there in that coop all day long. You know, I'm just afraid that they're not eating and drinking like they're supposed to, and I don't want anything to happen to them. You know, just like anybody on a homestead, you invest so much time and energy on your animals. You know, I mean, I get it, things happen, they get sick, whatever. Unfortunately, they sometimes die, but you know, if you can prevent it, or me, if I can prevent it, I try to. What am I gonna do today? Lots of cooking. Most of you know I love to cook, and I don't cook as much as I used to because I wish I had the time. I got a different job, different hours, all that, so I just don't have as much time as I used to. But that's okay because the job that I got is gonna set me up so well for the future, and that was more important than, because I used to work 12-hour shifts in a hospital and I had tons of time off because I only work 3 days a week. But now I work for a municipality, and so I'm gonna have a pension, and it was just better for my future. And then today I'm also going to work on our family business. I do a family business on the side for extra money. And what else am I gonna do? I'm just gonna do all kinds of stuff. Most of my time spent will be things that you probably don't really see because I'm going to be working on our business that I do basically part-time. It's our family business. My son does it more full-time, but me personally, I just don't have as much time, so I just do it on a part-time basis. But I'm really trying to build that business so that way when I retire, I'm hoping to retire at an early age. So our family business will just be extra money coming in when I go to retire. So I'm hoping to have it built up enough to bring in, you know, extra money, because that's always a good thing. And I don't want to work, you know, I don't want to retire and turn around and have to work another full-time job because I did retire at a young age. Because you see so many people retire at a young age and then they have to go back to work, and I don't want that. I mean, I don't mind doing the family business because it's something I can do at home. But anyway, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take care of my animals. I'll show you some of my animals, and then again, lots of cooking because that's my jam. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and make breakfast. We decided to go ahead and have some biscuits, and we're just gonna keep it simple, do eggs and turkey bacon. But with the biscuits, that was 2 cups of flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, and then around a teaspoon of salt. Then we're just gonna stir up the dry ingredients and make sure everything's incorporated. Then a 1/2 cup of butter. I like to take a frozen stick and shred it real tiny because then you don't have to cut it in. But that's what it looks like. Isn't it beautiful? I think it's just pretty after you shred it too. But we're gonna dump that in there, and we'll still kind of, cut it in a little bit, but you really don't even have to do much because it's basically already cut. Then we are gonna go ahead and stir that in the best that we can. It is gonna be dry because we don't have the milk in there yet, and that's normal. So just kind of incorporate the butter in there. Once I get the butter stirred in, I like to go in with this handy dandy chopper and just kind of go through it, make sure that none of the butter clumped up in there. Then we're gonna add 1 cup of milk, and we're gonna give that a nice stir, and that's gonna really bring in the moisture. But do keep in mind that biscuits are a little bit drier, so you are gonna end up with like a drier dough, and that's normal. This is how it's supposed to look, and then we are actually going to put it on flour on the counter. And it honestly just looks like a crumbly mess on the counter, and that's okay because you're just going to form it once it gets on there because you're going to knead it just a little bit, not too much. Just a couple of times just to make sure that everything is incorporated, and that's really all it takes. And then you're going to flatten it out so that way we can shape our biscuits. We just use a cup. We take the rim of the cup, we put it in flour, and then that's how we make our biscuits. Super easy, and you can make your biscuits as small or as large as you want, depending on your needs, and the same thing with the thickness. You can make them thinner, you can make them thicker. It really just doesn't matter. Just make it your own. We just put ours on a cookie sheet with parchment paper. And then I like to let them rest with the towel over them for about 10 minutes. I did preheat the oven to 450. Once they rested for that 10 minutes, then I just put them in the oven, and they take around 15 to 20 minutes, depending on your oven. And then, like I said, we just kept it simple. Eggs, turkey bacon with the biscuit, and of course you gotta throw some butter on there. These make amazing biscuits for biscuits and gravy too. If you guys love biscuits, I highly suggest this recipe. And then I had to go out, take care of the rabbits and give them their hay, make sure that they have plenty of food, and then of course give them tons and tons of snuggles. They love it. This is my Tamook girl. I just got her not too long ago. I haven't bred her yet. I'm anxious to see what kind of babies she makes. But she is all for the scratches and the lovin's. Not all my does are like that. Some of them are like, leave me the heck alone. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start dinner. We're gonna do a high protein meal. It takes these chicken tenderloins, which I'm going to cook in the air fryer. Just cook the tenderloins how you would normally cook chicken tenderloins in the air fryer. And then I am gonna use this Cajun seasoning. And I'm just going to be pretty liberal with it because I love my spices, so that's why. We're also going to use some tater tots. So after the chicken was done in the air fryer, I went ahead and added the tater tots in there. And again, just cook them how you would normally cook tater tots in the air fryer. You don't have to use tater tots. If you want to make it healthier, just cut up your own potatoes and throw those in there. You can throw those on the top, but with the chicken, I'm going to add this cottage cheese in there, and I'm going to stir that up because cottage cheese has a lot of protein in it as well. And, you know, it's healthy, it's low fat, it's perfect. Then I did add more seasonings in there, and then I shredded a bunch of Monterey Jack cheese. You can use whatever type of cheese you want. But in a casserole dish, I layered the chicken, cottage cheese with a little bit of cheese, then the tater tots, then a little bit more cheese, and then I baked it at 400 degrees. You're gonna bake it until it's about, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, maybe even 25 minutes, depending on your oven. But just wait for the cheese to melt, everything to look nice and hot, and then kind of golden brown. This was delicious. I really think this is going to be a crowd pleaser. And then when I served my plate, I did put Valentina on there because it's delicious. I love Valentina. But holy smokes, you guys, I'm telling you, it was high protein. I probably could have, like I said, made it healthier by putting regular potatoes on the top, but it is what it is. And that's what it looked like. I cannot say enough how good this was, you guys. You could even add vegetables on the top. Make it your own. All right, y'all. So I'm going to call it a night, and I'm going to say good night. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I love every single one of you guys. God bless you all. Have an amazing week, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.